Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today's music selection is the live performance of ONE by Metallica from their S&M concert, which is the San Francisco Symphony and Metallica. This video is the live video from the concert. It was back in 1999, and I believe the conductor is also Michael Kamen, who is one of my favorite soundtrack composers and also orchestrators. He worked with symphonies with a lot of different groups, like Metallica, Aerosmith, Bowie, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, Queensryche, and he did a couple of really great movies, such as Open Range and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So I love Kamen's work, and here we are going to be watching him with the San Francisco Symphony and Metallica. And why am I so excited about this? Okay, so I'm a professional classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor. So we talk about all different aspects of this music, how it was written, how it affects us, the instrumentation used within everything. Sometimes we'll do some actual demonstrations of some of the melodies or the techniques. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. Definitely. Okay, so without further delay, let's listen. Okay, here we go.
Back in the room, it's much too real. impulse life that I must feel, but can't look forward to reveal. Look to the time when I live, fed through the tube that sticks in me.
Okay. I am getting so emotional over this. This is almost ridiculous. Okay, but it's like all of the things that I have so much passion for over just like right here. It's like all my worlds colliding and I love it. It's amazing. So, okay, now I feel bad because I'm getting actually almost more emotional watching this than I did with the official video, which, by the way, I did go back and do a reaction to the official video. So I've done the audio to this song and then the official video, and now we're going back and doing the live here. So you can find those things on the channel, like over on Patreon or as channel members as well. So I didn't get this outwardly emotional, like as choked up when I watched the official video. I think, and I said this in the video, that I was more shocked, like shell-shocked. And so it's all bubbling up to the surface here. The video, the symphony work, and San Francisco Symphony is an excellent symphony, you know, totally top tier. If you want to make a direct comparison like to sports, it's like the top 10, okay? The Big 10, I don't know, you know, NFL, you know, the big guys, okay? This is one of the best groups in the world, and so it's an honor just to see them, but then with Metallica, which I am ever growing more respect for here, and actually seeing one of the guitarists or the bass guitar, you know, the lead guitar, like in the section with the orchestra. So you see the sea of violins, you know, with the woodwinds and the brass in the back, and then you see, you know, like the percussion in the back, and then you see that guitarist in the middle. I'm just like, yeah, it's so great to see those worlds collide, because that's one of my offices. Like, this is an office for me as well. My teaching space is an office also, but another office of mine is on the stage in an orchestra. So when I see this integration of the band members in there in my office space, I'm like, yes, it's so satisfying. And then there's Michael Kamen. He's conducting this. He arranged the orchestral parts for this. And this is in 1999, and we lost him in 2003. He was only 55. That is just way too young in a musician's career like this, in any career, in any life, but just, it was a great, great loss. And so that's hitting me too, and then it's working its way in to the subject matter of the original official video and why Metallica wrote the song, and I am just getting overwhelmed. It's all working together. I'm just like, okay, it's amazing. This is amazing, y'all. All right, let's keep going. Here we, I just, okay, I can't wait, like, for when the guitar solos come. What's going to happen? Is it going to be like a cadenza and the orchestra stops, or will they keep going? Did Michael Kamen write stuff in there? Oh, here we go. Can't wait to find out.
Just like a one-time novelty, tied to machines that make me be. Cut this shit off from me. Hold my breath as I wish one day. Oh, praise God, wake me. Please God, wake me.
Okay. Well, sorry about this, y'all, but the video seems to have just stopped. It's not an internet connection, and I think this is supposed to be like the official video. It just kind of came to an end. Not sure why. It seemed like there was like 30 seconds left in it, but maybe it was a transition into the next song, and so they stopped it. But it definitely is an issue with this video. But you know what? I mean, these things happen. I'm not going to worry about it. Whew. Okay, what I saw is good enough. I am completely satisfied. It was completely amazing. I saw everything that I wanted. This was everything I wanted it to be and more. Did you see is it the guitarist or bassist with his back to back with the conductor with Michael Kamen? That was amazing. The audience, like, headbanging with them, amazing. The smiles. I know the subject matter is not something to smile about, but you can see the smiles behind their expressions of the band members of Metallica because they're having such a good time. The music was amazing. The staging was amazing. I did notice, if you notice, in the orchestra, and it's part of the light show of it. But I noticed it at first. I was like, well, that's interesting. So every single music stand has its own light on the music, but then there were these vertical sort of tube lights, fluorescent lights, the white vertical lines there, and they were sort of positioned in front of each stand or each musician, like lighting up from underneath the music stand. That's unusual. Normally you don't have such a thing. Normally it's just the above lights, the stage lights, maybe in the front of the stage. But then for Pop's concerts, sometimes we just have the stage lights, or maybe like holiday concerts, things like that. I mean, the stand lights, we just have the stand lights because you got to see your music. So when they started playing, I noticed those vertical lights. I was like, those are interesting. But then when they started playing with the lights turning on and off, and I was like, whoa, okay, musicians can't see up there. We've got music to follow. Like, the band has their stuff memorized, but the orchestra doesn't. Like, how do they see? How are they able to see? Then it made sense for those vertical lights to be there. They were separate from the stand lights, and I was looking very carefully. Like, everything was going on and off so fast. I was like, surely they're leaving the stand lights on, but I did see them. But those vertical lights were so bright that it took away from, like, you couldn't tell that the stand lights were still on. So very, very clever staging here. The light show that's fantastic. I am just completely blown away by how much I loved this. How much did I want to be able to play along with this? Oh, you all have no idea. Well, maybe you do. Maybe we all sort of fantasize about being able to be in the band somehow, right? Well, I can play one of these instruments. I wish I could be there on that stage. For those of us that play instruments, when you're playing the guitar, the drums, or whatever. Well, so I have my little violin. I can picture playing that and really wanting to be on the stage. So let's go back to a couple of those moments here that were really exciting. Because I was listening, like, how are these string parts going to be written? All right, Mr. Kamen, what'd you do? Let's see if we can find this one. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I can remember.
Yeah, so the strings are all in unison there. So they're in octaves, different octaves, but they're all playing the same harmonies over the top. And we all know this sort of waltz-like section, this sort of happier moment in this song, where it's almost like Spanish guitars and they're in a duet there. I knew that there would have to be something really luscious and beautiful back behind there. I was thinking maybe it could have been brass, but I'm glad Kamen went with the strings for that moment. Really, really gorgeous stuff. Let's continue on.
Oh, God help me.
Okay, so what I was listening for there was, it was the next time that little guitar duo section came back, and it was that really luscious string line, but this time it was more complex. It was the violins up on top on that harmony line, and then the cellos and lower strings, violas, cellos, basses, were on a tertiary line, a third harmony there to form the bass foundation there. But it was still really beautiful. But then when it switched to the dum, bum, 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 you hear the violins getting to take over that just a little bit. Okay, I can't resist. I can't resist. So I believe we heard that, but up in the upper octaves. Let's see. See, there's that harmony line. Yeah, it was just a little bit, but that's so much fun to get to play. So you just barely heard that much. But hey, they got to play along with that little melody. Then they backed off to do other stuff. Noodly stuff, awesome stuff. Sounds good to me. All right, I want to get now to the point where it's ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, because I think the strings got to do a little bit of that too. I was wondering what that was going to be like, because that's such a poignant moment in the original song. Like, what's the orchestra going to get to do? It's like a guitar solo there for the strings. Woo! Yeah. Now we're slowly getting into yeah. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of brass in there and some woodwinds, but I thought maybe I heard this, but I'm not sure. If I didn't hear this, then I'll just live it in my own imagination. But the that little thing, you could do that on a string instrument. Oh, yeah. It reminds me of... Right? Yeah, we know where that one's from. Oh, that's so much fun. Oh, wow, this is great. Okay. After I put the violin back, I was just going to close out the video. But then I decided, no, I want to go back and just hear at least the audio. So I found a different recording that has the audio that continued all the way through. So it's just like the last 30 or 35 seconds, but I want to hear it. So here we go. I just want to hear out the end of the song. No, Metallica, thank you. And the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. Okay, now it feels complete. Okay, so that was ONE by Metallica from their live S&M concert in 1999. That title is somewhat misleading, but that's okay because it's awesome, because it is the San Francisco Symphony and Metallica, S&M. And I, of course, loved this. I loved this so, so, so much. How could I not? And it makes me like this song even more, and it makes me respect Metallica even more. And I just am so glad that this whole adventure exists with these two groups. I hope that all of the musicians on stage, but especially the symphonic musicians, I hope they had their earplugs in to protect their hearing, because I've done shows kind of like this with this amount of sound, and it's rough on your ears, and you still need to be able to hear yourself play. So sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money on some really fancy earplugs that can sort of allow for that. Anyway, this was fantastic. I didn't realize at first going into this that Michael Kamen was involved with this. And I just really admire him a lot. So it was really fun to see him. And then again, like I said, this orchestra and this band, wow. Wish I could have been there. And this is just one song out of a whole concert, so I'm gonna have to listen to some more of this. But I might want to do the reactions to the original versions by Metallica first. Then we're gonna have to go back and revisit this, I think. Yeah. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to do all the things like and subscribe, Patreon, Coffee, Throne, become a channel member. And as always, just remember that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.